To make continuous bias trim, you will need a ruler, a few pins, fabric marking pen, fabric, an iron, fabric scissors, and a measuring tape. My cutting mat is too small, so I'm going to move it to the side. Unfold your fabric in a single layer and iron out any wrinkles. From the raw edges, measure out a 20.5 inch or 52 centimeters square. Or you can fold one corner in if you know it's a 90-degree angle. Go ahead and cut out your square. Once you've cut out your square, either iron or mark a straight line from corner to corner. Cut along your diagonal line, and now you have 2 triangles. To mark my sides, I use 4 pins of 2 colors, 2 blue on the top and the bottom, and 2 yellow for the left side and the right side. Take the bottom edge and flip it over so it is right side up. Keep the other triangle wrong side up and match your markings. My blue pin to my blue pin. They don't have to match perfectly. There should be a small overhang of fabric of equal amount on either side. Good, to the sewing machine. Stitch a 1/4 inch seam allowance, removing the pins as you go. Iron your seam open. I use a tailor's ham underneath for an accurate press, but it's okay if you don't have one. Now you have a parallelogram. Decide here the width of your bias trim. Do you want it to be 1 inch wide, 2 inches wide? For this tropical print, I'm going to cut out 1 inch wide trim. Take your ruler and line it up from the bottom. Start making 1 inch marks using the last line as your guide for the next 1 inches. Keep going. Keep going. If the top line is off, which it probably will be, just trim it off. But don't cut the rest of your lines. We're not there yet. Flip your fabric right side up. Fold one side over to meet the sewn seam in the center, and again fold over the next side. The lines that you have drawn will meet up nicely. You're going to pull the corners so you are off one line both on the top and the bottom. Pinch the 2 raw seams together, being careful not to catch the fold. Push the pin through the center line a 1/4 inch from the raw seam. Pin through to the back center line. Here the lines will look off, but they're going to form an X. Nice. I like to push my pin horizontal, open up my now what is a tube, just to have a look to make sure that my lines are going to meet up when I've included that seam allowance. So all I'm doing here is just checking to make sure that the lines will meet up before I sew. Yep, that looks good. Add a few pins just to hold the fabric pieces together, and you can move that horizontal pin making it vertical. To the machine. Stitch a 1/4 inch from your raw seam, removing the pins as you go. And you can iron open that seam as well, so it's nice and flat. Before I start cutting, I want to double check to make sure that my lines are meeting up. Everything looks great. Fold your tube right side out. And now you can start cutting along the lines, making sure not to catch any of the fabric as you go. Cut along your markings, line by line. And that's how you make continuous bias trim.